it's okay. But I was just going the other direction, and it's backed up. And I'm sure here in a minute this will get backed up. But I know I was driving yesterday in this area, and never seen it that bad here. So if you're in one of those areas that's in the path of totality, be prepared for traffic if you're not already experiencing it. And it's going from, from the west to the east. It's going from Washington State. It's going all the way down through Oregon and Idaho, and it'll end up in, I think, South Carolina, North Carolina, somewhere around there. So anywhere in that diagonal path, 70-mile radius, is going to be crazy. And I was at a convenience store, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, and I wish I would have picked up some glasses. You have to have special certified viewing glasses, or if you're a welder, or if you have welding goggles, number 4 or better. Those work too, I found out. But yeah, those are your choices for viewing it, or using like a colander or something with little tiny holes, and you can look at the shadow of it on the ground, and that's not as fun. But yeah, so that's kind of exciting. I don't know where I will be in 3 days, but I know tomorrow I'm going to be in northern Nevada, which is nowhere close. I mean, it's close. You'll see some of it. And here's the thing. If you're outside of that path of totality, you'll still get a partial solar eclipse. But you won't get the full-on eclipse. So that's why everybody's traveling to that path of totality, so that they can see that. And the last time that this happened over America was in 1918, so almost 100 years ago exactly. And so that's why it's such a big deal. And I don't know when we'll have another one. They were talking about it, but we will have another partial eclipse next year or the year after, something like that. I don't know. We'll have another one, but it won't be a full solar eclipse. So yeah, this one's kind of a big deal. A lot of enthusiasts are freaking out over it. Scientists are ecstatic about it. So I don't know, I think it's cool. I think it'll be interesting to see wherever I'm at. And it starts, I believe, at like 10:30 a.m. somewhere around that time, maybe, on the West Coast. And then of course it'll go over to the East Coast. And once you do have totality, you'll have 2 minutes to look at it without the glasses or the goggles. So, and I've been listening, on the radio about this thing, and yeah, they keep saying over and over and over again, don't look at it with just your eyes, because while it is darker, it's still the sun, and it can still damage your eyes. I mean, they said you could literally like sunburn your retinas. So don't let that happen. That's bad news right there. So if I find a pair of glasses, I'm gonna get them, whether or not I can actually see it, depending on, whether or not I'm sleeping or are probably going to be confused as hell. They're not going to know what's going on. I mean, they'll probably know something. You know, animals sense things like that. They'll sense it before we do. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. I know, like, the lunar eclipses are cool, and we see a lot of those, it seems like. You know, it seems like every once in a while you're saying, oh, lunar eclipse, and it's getting to the point now where, like, we don't notice it, which is kind of sad, because they're really cool too. But whatever. Also brings up a question to anybody out there who is a flat earther or who knows a flat earther. Please explain to me how you would explain an eclipse, solar eclipse. If the earth is flat, well, solar eclipse is a little bit different because the moon goes in front of the sun. You can explain that maybe. But what about a lunar eclipse where the earth's shadow goes in front of the sun and covers the moon with a circular shadow? If the sun is spinning around us on top of us, how is it that we come in front of the sun and the moon in between them and make a circular shadow? So, yeah. Anyway, I've had discussions with those guys, like, trying to understand them, and like I look at the links that they send me and I watch the videos and I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So, whatever. If you believe that, I guess you can. I guess you're allowed to. But, I don't know. It's not very feasible to me. But, solar eclipse, pretty cool. And I'm driving to pick up a load now, and then I gotta go get fuel, which is the opposite direction of where I'm going, and I hate when that happens. But yeah, and I was actually on my way to get fuel before I started the video, and I was like, wait, I'm not loaded yet. You don't really want to get fuel before you get loaded, because then if you end up overweight, then you're screwed. So, and I'm not exactly hurting for fuel right now. I would really like some DEF, but I'm good on that. I'm okay on that anyway. Got about a full tank before I run out of that. But yeah. So I'm just driving. That thing is fun. Driving by this little amusement park, and they have this thing, I don't know what they call it here, but back where I'm from, they used to have one, and it was called, I forgot what it was called, but I went on it, and it's like they hoist you up, and you're in this harness, and it's kind of like skydiving mixed with bungee jumping. You actually have to pull the ripcord to release yourself, and you free fall, and then the line gets tension, and then you just swing. And really cool, really scary. But they have one here in Salt Lake, or that Salt Lake area anyway. Yeah, anyway. So yeah. And since it's a big topic, and I did talk about it earlier, Charlottesville. It's a tragedy, and I don't care whose side you're on. It was wrong. It was tragic. It was violent. People died, and you know, it's tragic. But one thing I want to say is the media. I think I kind of got started to touch on it before with what I was talking about you know, I don't see any of that, and you know, where I live and out here on the road, like I don't see any of that division. I don't see any of that division. And most of the country doesn't see it. They see it on the news, and therefore it's real. And we all get flustered over it. We all get angry and passionate about it. But what I would like to see is the media covering positive things, because there's a lot of positive things that happen in this country. There's a lot more positive things that happen than there are negative, but all we see is the negative, and that's all we talk about, that's all we think about, that's all we dwell on. And it needs to be the other way around, you know. And the media is responsible for it. You know, we have all this stuff, and if the media hadn't have been there in full force, you know, maybe it still would have happened, maybe not, but we wouldn't all be so pissed off about it. People who weren't there wouldn't be so affected by it. So I don't know, I was thinking about it, and I would like to boycott media until they start covering more positive things, but that'll never happen. Too many people are hooked on it, and myself included. I get caught up in it, but I have to realize that, you know, they're doing what gets ratings, what makes money, and you know, unfortunately that's what does it. So, what I do, and this is a true story, what I do when I start getting angry and frustrated and things like that, I go to YouTube and I watch videos of puppies. Because puppies make me happy, they make me smile, they make me laugh, you know? Or just any animal who's an infant. Or pandas. I don't care how old a panda is. Pandas are freaking hilarious. And, yeah. Anyway. So, just try to be positive. Think positive.